Welcome to Amani. We so love that you have shown up. We love that you've answered the call. And it's just so wonderful to be here, to connect in spiritual community, to have that feeling of being loved, that feeling of having a safe place to grow. And so I welcome you and encourage you to be the very highest and best person you can be today and always. And so we have a wonderful musician, Gary, and he is going to, yay! He is going to get us started.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Thank you.
Wonderful. All righty. So, are there kids? Yes, there are. All right, it's that time to release the kids to go do their thing. Isn't it exciting? Oops. Isn't it exciting that children have the opportunity to live and grow in a spiritual way from a very young age? And I just want to thank Nicole and all of her helpers for making Little Church for Little People happen. Isn't that exciting? Yay. Cutting out.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've done worse. Multitasking here. Alrighty, so we have a vision statement here at Amani. And I want to suggest to all of us that we read this vision statement together and we take these words and make them meaningful to us, to each and every one of us. So as we go forth in our day and our week and our month and our year, we can have that vision statement rolling around in our minds and in our hearts. So let's read it together. Lighting the path to peace together. Because that's what it takes. Unity and peace. Peace and unity. And we're there. Okay, so we have another slide, who we are. And I'm going to read it because I can't see it from the monitor. Ooh, uh-oh. Well, where is the vision statement? Oh. Work in progress. That's me, work in progress. All right. Let's read this one together as well. Open and inclusive spiritual community. Many paths to the divine. A place to learn, grow, and be. A safe and welcoming space to fill your cup. So, are there any new people here today? All righty. We're new? There you go. We are a friendly, loving group. You don't have to be afraid of us, and we don't bite, I promise. Okay, we have a little gift that we give our new people. So, welcome, welcome. Alrighty. So, we also have here at Amani, we call ourselves the Circle of Light. We consist of ministers, intern ministers, and practitioners. All of us are either trained or in training. I'm in training for the ministerial track, but I'm also a practitioner because you got to be a practitioner first before you become a minister. Little FYI. Anyway, we love to pray. You might be wondering, why do you need to be taught how to pray? It's not about being taught how to. It's about learning about yourself and to dive deep into your own beingness and learning your own consciousness. So that's what we do. We bring our consciousness to you. And then your consciousness reflects back to us. And that's what a spiritual mind treatment is. It's two ways. The give and take of ideas, support, love. And that's what our training is. We are available after service, and I would very much like the practitioners and ministers to raise their hand. My hands are busy, but they're okay. Anyway, I'd like to invite Marcy up for the announcements. I hope. Thank you.
Good. I'm just going to grab that. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. We're going to quickly go through some of the announcements so you know what's going on here at the Amani Center. So this is our last Sunday in August. I don't know how that happened, but it sure did. And we have the wonderful Reverend Sherry Wynne speaking today. So you are very fortunate to be here. Our theme this month has been curiosity, joy, and faith. And as we move into September, our theme will be falling into grace. So lots more wonderful talks. Here's our lineup for the month. And next week will be Reverend Renee Laboa. She'll be coming in virtually and bringing music virtually, but we'll still be in the space together listening. So please do show up for that. And for every Sunday. Today is Potluck Sunday, so please plan on staying and joining us in community. We'll have food. We'll have a chance to connect. Everybody is welcome, whether you brought something or not. There's always plenty of food here. So do stay for that. Here's some of the classes and the events for the month of August that are still coming. So we have 2 classes starting this week, both the Hidden Mysteries of the Bible, which will be taught by the very wonderful Reverend Belinda Owens, and then You Can Heal Your Life, which is being taught by the equally wonderful Yuli Lagakis. So those are going to be amazing classes. You Can Heal Your Life is a little bit more, it's a year 1 class, a little more introductory, appropriate for everyone, and so practical because you're going to learn like, oh, why with my foot's hurting, how does that relate to whatever it is in your consciousness? And so it's really practical, especially if you have things going on in your body that you want to look a little deeper, like what else might be causing that. And then Hidden Mysteries of the Bible. Reverend Belinda is a master at taking these words that were written thousands of years ago and digging into what does it really mean? Where did the translations get lost? Where has this been sort of changed to suit someone else's meaning? And it can give you just a whole new perspective, especially if you've had a contentious relationship with the Bible or feeling like the Bible was used against you or something. It's a lovely class, and it takes all that judgment and all the I don't know, I want to say malarkey, which is my husband's work, out of it and let you get to the real meaning of it. So shout out to Frank. Then we also have the second full moon of August is this week. So that is Wednesday night, the 30th. And the slide is saying 6 o'clock. It turns out that we will have the ballet in here until 6:30. So some of you know that we are now partnering with the ballet that Steve and Nicole own. They're dancing in here during their week, which is wonderful. It helped us to put this beautiful floor in. Yes. And so it's also helping us to better use the space. It's supporting the center, and we're supporting each other. So we're going to start at 6:30 this week, and moving forward. But you will be able to enter through, if you come in before 6:30, just go onto the patio. We'll have the gates open, and you can, if the weather's nice, we'll just do the full moon out there, which would be lovely. If it's too hot, we can come inside and do it in here. So that is a wonderful ritual. It's a wonderful opportunity to be together, and then we usually cook hot dogs and eat together afterwards. So it's just a great community time. In September, we will have our drum circle, which we have every month. It's on the second Friday, so that's September 8th. Another fantastic way to come together and just join and just make some noise, a joyful noise for sure. I swear we usually end up howling. I mean, we so get into it, and it is it's a body consciousness cleanser. You come out of that feeling really good. So I encourage you to come to those. We have the September fall equinox that will be on the 24th. We're going to do it after service on Sunday. So that will be Sunday the 24th. We have potluck that week. We're going to have, the choir will be singing, and then we'll have that beautiful fall equinox ritual afterwards. So that's going to be a wonderful Sunday. And then for September, the full moon is September 29th. So same thing, it'll be at 6:30, and I encourage everyone to come for that. It's a great event. Our Shelf Help book club is starting up in September 14th. The book is Atomic Habits. There's a copy back there if you want to take a leaf through it, but you are encouraged to join this. It's just a chance to be together, to do the work, talking about a book, reading a book together, having the discussions, and then there's also going to be social time. So I encourage you to sign up for that or just show up for it. All right, and if you have not already silenced your phone, please do so, and I'm going to turn it back over to Kathy to bless the service.
So we are all so, so blessed. And it is time to bless this service. I would encourage you to take those words into your heart, into your mind, and just feel the blessing. There is so much here to learn from, to grow from, to experience. And in this, I am grateful. I am grateful and blessed to experience this fellowship, to experience Gary's wonderful music, to experience the Sunday service in all of its magnificence. There is only one mind, one heart, one God, one source. And it is here and now, in this room, in everybody virtually. It is everywhere. And it is flowing in, as, and through each and every one of us to uplift, to guide, to direct, to make life big and beautiful and with ease and grace. And so I bless all the volunteers that make this happen. I bless this beautiful flooring and all the people that were involved in that. Oh my goodness, our home got an uplift. Our home got a facelift. Isn't that great? Another blessing. And with that, I am going to turn it over for another wonderful song. Oh, I'm sorry.
I fooled you.
Well, I guess.
He always does that. All right, so we're going to say our affirmation together 3 times. The first time we'll say it with energy and exuberance. The second time we're going to bring it down more into a whisper and down into our heart. And then the third time I will speak it aloud if you will just join me mentally. And so this week's affirmation is brought to us by the very wonderful Reverend Sherry Wynne. And so let's begin. I remember life is precious, and I am grateful for my own life. I am teachable, open, and ready to see the awe and the wonder in all life. I remember life is precious, and I am grateful for my own life. I am teachable, open, and ready to see the awe and wonder in all life. I remember life is precious, and I am grateful for my own life. I am teachable, open, and ready to see the awe and wonder in all life. And together we say, and so it is. And so now we will have a pre-meditation song from the wonderful Gary Weinberg.
Walk with me again, Lord. I can do more. I know you love to use me up, but I know you always restore me. I want to know the secrets that you hide. Why the good die young, why evil men are billionaires. Or is that merely me believing only what I see? Walk with me again, Lord. I can do more. Know you love to use me up, but I know you always restore me. The world seems ugly, beautiful, profane, sacred, vulgar, sensuous, insane. Or is that merely me believing only what I see? Walk with me again, Lord. I can do more. I know you love to use me up, but I know you always restore me. I stand here in the shadows of my dreams. My expectations paralyze my every scheme. So I turn my heart to you, and I see the things these tired eyes could never view. Walk with me and I will walk with you. Walk with me and I will walk with you.
Beautiful, Gary. Thank you. All right, now it's time for our meditation. And so this is our opportunity to get still and really drop into this space. So I encourage you to sit up straight in your chair, put your feet flat on the floor to ground into the earth. If it feels comfortable, you can allow your eyes to close, or you can just blur your vision as you receive that cleansing breath in, and at your own pace, releasing it and becoming fully present in this divine instant. We just allow all of the to-do list, the busyness, whatever we were worried about before, we set it aside. We allow it to fade away so that we can have this moment, this time, for our connection with the divine. And so I encourage you just to open your mind to receive whatever it is that is for you today, that the divine wants to share with you, that is meant to come in as a message, as a feeling, as a vibration. And just sit in the silence, breathing deeply, and receive what is yours to receive. Enjoy your meditation. And so, staying in this place of divine connection, we take a moment for a healing prayer, a healing affirmative prayer. Just coming from this space of our utter connection with the divine, with spirit, with God, with the universe, with nature, with whatever words you use. We know that we are one with all of humanity, animal, planet, all of the kingdoms of this planet, all the world. And so with our open hearts, our most loving hearts, we turn our high vibration to the places and the people in the world that are having extra challenges, that are suffering in this moment. Reaching out our loving arms around the planet to those experiencing loss or grief, addiction, homelessness, all the challenges, mental health issues, physical body issues, loneliness. We just wrap our loving arms around all of our brothers, our sisters, our siblings on this planet and send the love, shine our light, and know the truth of who they are. And so now I'm going to give you a chance to speak aloud the name of an individual, of a situation, many individuals if you want, and include yourself if you need to. We'll speak it aloud into this space, into this loving, healing energy that we have created. And so I'll go ahead and say those names now. And so all of these individuals, all of these circumstances are just bathed in this loving, healing vibration we've created here. And it goes out with them. We lift them, we lift each other, and we know that we are all connected to Spirit, and that in spite of what we see sometimes, all is truly well. And so in great gratitude, I release this word into the law. I know that as we speak it, and as each of us has spoken it here, it is already done and made manifest. And together we say, and so it is. All right, and now another song from Gary Weinberg.
Before I do that, I feel compelled to offer an apology to the Amani Center for those who know and for those who don't know. A month or so ago, I was scheduled to come up here, and scheduling requires two parts. So one is to put it in your calendar and to write it down so that it's there when you look at it, and then part two is to actually look at it. Which is my only excuse. I forgot to look that I had a schedule to come up here and play. So I offer a heartfelt mea culpa. And as a result, today, my gift to you is the service. So I will accept no remuneration for this service. And if anybody tries to give me a check, I have my checkbook. So I'm just saying. So this is a song, I've played it here before. It's one of my favorites that I've written of my songs. So here it goes. It's called The Streets of Nowhere. I was hiding out on the streets of nowhere for what seemed like forever. In spite of all the good that came along, I thought my life would never get any better till I made a choice to shake off my troubles, see the world's riches just laid out for me. Spirit, open my eyes, my happiness doubled. The highway is open and free. All the lies they tell on the streets of nowhere, you know they just don't ring true. All the junk I used to let inside my head, I'm making room for something new. 'Cause I've made a choice to shake off my troubles, see the world's riches just laid out for me. Spirit, open my eyes, my happiness double. The highway is open and free. I left my baggage back on the streets of nowhere. Now I'm traveling light. Yes, I'm traveling light on the road to now here. A lot of trash talking on the streets of nowhere, but I am turning off my ears, 'cause I'm leaving my old stories in the past, and I am facing all my fears, 'cause I've made a choice to shake off my troubles, see the world's riches just laid out for me. Spirit, open my eyes, my happiness more than doubled. The highway is open and free. 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 Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Always like the energy he brings. Sometimes I need a little of that. Get me going. Wow, there's more people here than I thought. Okay, that would be nice. I think I'm packed in the right package today. So I want you to take a moment and look around and say hello to your neighbors. Greet your neighbors. Say hello. Yes, please. Such a blessing to be together. For all of us that are a little older, we recognize that there's a new generation that doesn't do this anymore. We keep calling them in, but they don't come real fast. I'm glad to see some little people. I'm yay, little people. Yay, mamas and papas. We want to see more of that. So it's a different world that we live in, and it's moving fast. And as Gary said, if we look on the outside and only see with one kind of eyes, we can miss. And so my topic today is ordinary miracles.
I want to start with a quote from Paul Ferrini. Miracles come spontaneously to the heart that has opened and the mind that has surrendered its need to know or control. So in the past, when we say surrender, people go, oh, that seems so bad. We're not surrendering to something outside of ourselves. We're surrendering to that light within us so that we have a pathway or a connection that we're aware of and that we go to often. And I think that all of us have had lots of practice at waking up in the morning and putting our attention outside of us because we're busy. We got things to do, places to go, commitments, responsibilities, kids, family, news, stuff, laundry, all of it. And so we get right into it. And so I'm asking a lot of people to interrupt that. Interrupt something. Okay, how many of you are right-handed? Okay, I want you to clasp your hands the way you normally do. Okay, with your right hand. I want you to feel that. Okay? Now, clasp your hands as if your left hand is dominant and put your fingers in a different way. Feels a little bit strange, huh? Okay, so this is how it works. When we start to do something different, we're doing something different, but we're getting information about this is not right, this is not comfortable, I want to go back to the old way. And so I want you to know that if you continue to do that, that you will continue to get the same information, the same insights, the same stories, the same people, the same. And then you'll be all the time asking for something different, but you have an unwillingness to make change. I know that one. I'm can be snarky sometimes. I can be upset sometimes. I can wake up in the morning and have dreams that really put me out of sync. So I know what it's like to be a human being, but I also know what it's like to be in touch with my spiritual nature, and that's my preference. And like I've said before, a lot of us are closer to the exit than the entrance, so we could get busy about putting our attention into, putting our time into that which is universal. Now, I'm beginning to see my life differently because I've slowed down. I didn't do that on purpose because I was a go, on fire, lots to do. I slept little, did a lot, said yes, 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 I can do that, I'll serve, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this, and ran myself often out of energy till I was flatlined. And I did that a long time till I finally woke up to I was doing that. And I had to change. I had to learn how to say no. Marcy was wonderful the other day. I thought I got all in the enthusiasm because I'm an empath and I feel people and I love to be in their energy. And she's all excited about doing the flooring. I'll come, I'll help. And she looked at me and said, no, there's better use of your time. Helping me. That's what real friends are for. When they interrupt you and say, that's probably not it, because I can do that. I can get revved up and I'll go and do it, and then I'll wake up in the morning and go, what the heck did I do? You know that one? Anybody know that one? Yeah. So slowing down in my life has, because I've interrupted old patterns, this has been going on for about 10 or 15 years, those old patterns don't just get up and leave. I have to intentionally invite something in different. I have to intentionally decide to do something different. I had a teacher that said to me, if you're dominantly right hand for a whole week, use your left hand instead. If you go down the steps and your right foot is dominant, go down with your left foot. So it's like what he was saying, and he said, if you always go down the road that you always go to get somebody's house, do it differently. So what he was addressing was giving us simple tasks to sort of, get that cemented in kind of consciousness that we have, a new perspective. And so as I've slowed down and I've heard this grumbling person inside me that wants to go here, do this. I'm that person's doing this, and that person's doing that, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, and how come I can't do this? And it's like, I got to listen to all of that negative, concerned, worried part of myself show up in my head. And I had to not give it a lot of attention. I had to remember that it's an old pattern that's just leaving me. Because when you put something new in, I've given you this analogy, I'm going to do it again. So you imagine that you have a crystal goblet, and it's filled with beautiful water. And then you get a little brown bag with a bunch of soil in it, and then this thing happens, and then this other thing happens, and then this other thing happens, and oh, this wasn't so much fun, or this was fun, or that was. And so now you've got sediment, and something will happen, and all that sediment gets stirred up, and that's all that stuff that we have in our vehicles, in our mind, in our emotional body. It's all stirred up, and so we can't see clearly. So how do we get the goblet or the vase or the pitcher full of clear water without turning it upside down? Can anybody tell me? Okay, but it goes to the bottom. What if we want the pitcher to be all full of clear water again? Does anybody know? You fill it with clear water from the outside. You get another bunch of clear water, and you keep filling it, and what happens? The sediment goes away. So that's what we do when we address, when we take spiritual attitudes, spiritual practices, we're filling that. And so what happens, as it starts to take up more space, the old stuff starts coming up. And what happens is we hear it, we see it, we feel it. And so it triggers a lot of things. So I want you to know that that's not a bad thing. And if you look at what the world is going through now, we've been praying for eons, for peace, for enlightenment, for a better world. And what's happening is, and I'm going to say it over and over, it's just the old stuff. It has a loud voice. It gets us very concerned and worried. But we have to stay steady. Stay anchored in our own practice, because we do it connected one to another by finding a peaceful place inside of ourselves, for being aware of how grateful we are for our own precious life and being grateful for the people, for being gladdened about our opportunities to stretch beyond our comfort zones, to be in a new situation, and to trust that that spirit inside us knows how to do it through us. So ordinary miracles. I thought, oh, that's going to be a great topic. Then I just sat around, and I wasn't in that place of finding ordinary miracles. I was trying to discuss how I was going to talk about it, and going through all the processes that I go through as a human being. And as someone who wants to know what it means to have a connection with my inner light, with my inner love, what does that mean to me? How do I get there? What do I do? What's the practice that I need to be intentionally involved in? So this month, we had a topic, curiosity, joy, and faith. So I used the word curiosity because faith is a little loaded from me, from my past culture, so I kind of go around that a little bit. I don't use that word. That doesn't hum in my spiritual self as good as it does, although some days I get there. But curiosity, I like that because it's lighthearted. It's fun, it's playful, it puts me in touch of my childlike innocence. We all have that childlike innocence, no matter what the container looks like. That doesn't go away. That innocence is there for us to tap into. And so this curiosity about how could this look? How could I begin to see ordinary miracles? Because I have a list of them that have already happened, but I want to experience them now. And so my grumbling self was looking around and not seeing quite what I wanted to see. And then I got ready to have a lovely person come to my house. And so I like to do this because I believe the domestic goddess in me likes to get prepared. And I like to clean everything and make the temple nice. And you know, I had a big bouquet of flowers that all but one flower was alive. And it was this bright, beautiful red Gerber daisy. So I put it on the table, and I had a wonderful experience with this beautiful person. And the next day came, and I got up, and I went out, and here was the Gerber daisy. And I mean, it just died, boom. And I went, oh. And I thought, oh, that's the first step, is to recognize how very precious life is. How we don't know what's going to happen the next moment. We can do all the planning we want, but if we're not tuned in to our own central flame, then we're going to go around missing opportunities. And when this happened, I remembered my sons were on their way to Oklahoma this weekend. They celebrated with all their half-brothers and families my son's father's passing, which was 2 or 3 months ago. And I could feel that little bit of ache in my heart. And then I thought how grateful I was that I had done the work over my lifetime, because I had some issues with the boy's father. I had things that hurt and happened, and I chose not to be with him anymore. But my sons were still involved, so I prayed for long and long and long to find a way that I could see this soul in a good light. And I remember I went back to Window Rock, Arizona to participate in a ceremony that my youngest son was getting married to a Native American. And I saw him and I thought, oh, I love him. And I thought, oh, this is what it feels like to find that connection again. I may not love everything about him and some of the behavior, but it was like I had come home to that place in me that knows how to love. And it wasn't because I had to do some work, but it was because the spirit in me that is universal knows how to see life more clearly. And so for me, that little flower was an ordinary miracle, because it set a whole bunch of things in action in me. And so there's lots of ordinary miracles. There's a song that Sonia sings about the red bird, and that's a prayer, and that's a celebration. There's a lot of things that we count as ordinary miracles. I think the difficulty for me about using the word miracle is because of my past upbringing. I was head over heels in love with Jesus when I was very little. I loved everything about him. I used to read the red words in the Bible, and I didn't care anything else about what they were talking about, because I thought it was, malarkey? But I loved his teachings. And even if they said it a little bit different, I just felt this deep, deep connection with that. And all through my life, I have been curious about those beings that shine so brightly. When everybody was looking at Elvis Presley, I was looking at Gandhi. I was looking for the masters and the teachers, and Yogananda and Neem Karoli Baba and all these different people. Later, I went back in and really enjoyed all that. But that was my quest. I wanted to know about what was invisible and I had a relationship with. Because I also had a lot of very interesting things that happened to me that weren't normal. And I knew they were special and I knew they were real, but I had to wait a time to figure out how to have a conversation with other people that didn't scare them to death, pat me on the head, or want to send me to the loony bin. You guys know that one, right? So I used to think miracle was that, walking on water and all of those things. And now I think, I wonder if that just isn't metaphors, or if there's deeper layers of things. Not to discount that it couldn't happen. I mean, I was in touch with and read about Satya Sai Baba. Does anybody know about Satya Sai Baba? Wonderful, wonderful teacher. And he used to appear in different places at once. And I have some what is called vibhuti, which is sacred ash that he used to make. I probably had that for close to 40 years. And I've used it and used it and used it, and it never empties. So I know, I have had experiences of knowing that there are extraordinary miracles. I've had complete healings in my own body, and then stuff that doesn't go away. So I think I had a hard time with this idea of miracles because I thought it had to be so big. It's like, and I'm not there yet. So I want us to take a moment, and I want you to just get quiet, and I want you to put your hand on your heart. Just put your hand on your heart and close your eyes. Can you feel it beating? Can you feel the breath moving in and out of you? Can you feel the blood coursing in your body? Can you feel your expanding lungs and your contracting lungs? Who are we to say that there are no miracles? You can open your eyes. We get caught in forgetting to remember that this vehicle alone is a miraculous apparatus that our spiritual self lives in. We don't know how all of this is put together. We don't know how. We know intellectually. We can name, oh, this is a lung, and this is a heart, and this is what, we've all been through that, and we can identify, and this is an arm and a leg. And how in the world does it all work together? And what does it mean to be ill and get well? Well, there's an inherent intelligence in us that's always functioning to get us back on board. Its purpose is to be alive, to have life. And so we forget to be grateful. Drop down on our knees, kiss the frickin' ground, grateful for this and for this place that we live in. We're not being hauled off to concentration camps. We're not being imprisoned. Women are able to be, I as a woman am able to be a minister and talk to you. In another country, I would be murdered in some places. We are a community, even the poorest of poor in this country is far above what the rest of the world is doing. And so even though our political structure is insane right now, it's good, it needs to be, new things need to happen. We came here to be witness to the light in us and to be strong and steady and anchored in with whatever's going on. We find the ordinary miracle. We find the perfect person to help do their groceries or to open a door or to see somebody that's having a difficult time and share some treasure with them, or to call or to follow that leading of spirit and call a friend and they've had a hard day and do a prayer for them. There's so much that we can do, and we look for something more. Everything we need to know in every moment and in every situation is in the very internal self of us if we would learn to listen. And sometimes we're asked to do things that we don't want to do. I don't want to do that. It's uncomfortable. And so we need to be experimenting with ways to commune with the divine in us. If we have a habit that's set down in clay, mix it around. Do it different. Trust that you can know. Trust that you have access to the divinity in you. It doesn't matter what you call it, or how you do it, or what your spiritual practice is, or what your doctrines are. That's unimportant. That's fine. We needed lots of places to go and worship and do because we're all very unique individuals. But it's time for us to get over. They didn't do it the right way. They didn't say it the right way. They said God. They said Jesus. It's like, who cares? It doesn't matter, because if it makes them better people, better parents, better friends, better partners, better husbands and wives, if we're treating each other better, like we live in a human family and all of us matter. We've heard this over and over and over. You're unique and you're only one individual and nobody else is like you. What the heck? Get a clue. That's miraculous. And that we matter and that who we are has a place. All this shoving to get where somebody else got. All this looking outside ourselves. I know that one. I hear it online. Oh, my friend, she's over in la, 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 la. I want to do that. And I'm like, wait. If you wanted to do it and it was your path, you would be doing it. You're not. So what do? You celebrate them. You celebrate their good. You celebrate their courage, their what they're doing. You celebrate that and say, yes, that's wonderful, because this lifetime is like a grain of sand on all the oceans. And we're infinite. So good chance is all those desires that we want, we'll be having when we've evolved to the place that we can experience them. So what's the rush? This is a culture of rushing and hurrying to get more of what we think we need when everything we need is right here. So the ordinary miracle would be, do I have the patience? Do I have the willingness to have new eyes? Do I have the willingness to have new ears? Or if I hear this blaring noise on the TV and I see this person and I go like this, I go, oh, you got work to do. You got work to do, because you're not seeing beyond that particular appearance of what they're doing right now. They're an infinite being just like you. This is a play in consciousness. Everybody has their parts and roles. I don't share that with everybody because I'm not interested in being in a debate or deciding who's right and wrong. Everybody has free will. They get to decide. So I get to decide what I'm going to do with my energy. And so I am always looking for the evidence of light and goodwill and this spiritual evolution that is going on. There is so much out there that is good. And if we don't intend to see it, know it, feel it, and experience it, we're going to miss all the ordinary miracles that are just there to provide us with that feeling so special and loved. And don't you know that universal flame that made us, that spark in us, its whole desire is to be love and give love. And so it knows us. There's that in the Bible, every hair on your head, it's like the lilies of the valley. Why would the lilies of the valley be clothed and not you? I mean, there's so much. I'm not getting all the words right. I'm plucking. But you know what I mean. It's like we forget that we're so loved. So we have to learn to be loving to ourselves. Get past that negative stuff in ourselves. Do what we need to do to make change so that we have space for the new to come in. And then we get to share it with the people that love to share it with us. We get to say, oh, I got good news. You want to hear? Let's have good news. Let's share I want to hear all about the good things you're doing and all the spectacular ways in which, not to say that we don't have days that we're not, and we go to those people to say, man, I need help. I have fallen in the ditch, and I'm not getting out very good. And in the ditch is all this stuff in my head, so I reach out. I have people that I reach out to. Do prayers for me. Do spiritual mind treatment. I am not above asking for help. Now, that was an ordinary miracle in itself. It took me a long time to get past that. Oh, well, you should be doing this on your own, and you know better, and la, la, la. It's like, no, you're in the ditch, ask for help. And don't you know how lovely it is for that person to give you something? For you to be receptive? Oh, I'm way over time. Sorry. Thank you. There's I love this in the Bible. Okay, I'll give it up. This morning I woke up, had bad dreams. I thought, you can have bad dreams. You're in a bad place. You got to go talk today. You know, it's like, what are you going to do? It's like, you're supposed to be great. You know, I'm not. I'm sitting on the couch, and I can feel the tears, and they're trying to come. So this morning, I got up, and I thought, I'm not having any more of this shit. So I got up, and I'm like, I haven't combed my hair. I'm getting ready to meditate. I'm like, a sunbeam, Jesus wants me for a sunbeam. I mean, I'm going to be 76 September the 8th. And I thought, I need help. My little child needs to get me out of this funk. And as soon as I did that, whatever latent stuff, because I talked about how it starts to go if you have a real high day and your energy's really high, there's some stirring that's going on. That's what I've noticed. And then the tears came, and then I thought, well, you just got to trust. You got to have faith. So except you become as little children, you shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. So until we find the way back to that innocence, we won't find the way in ourselves to hook up to those ordinary miracles every day that are around us and find that gratitude. When I back up, when I told you about the little story of the broken flower, and I was thinking, what am I going to talk about? I opened up an old app that I listened to with Chopra. I've listened to it, meditation, over and over and over. Haven't you read something or listened to something, and then it's like, oh, I think I heard that for the first time in a different way. And so I opened it up, and this is what the quote was in the beginning from Abraham Maslow. Maslow? The most fortunate are those who have a wonderful capacity to appreciate again and again the basic goods of life with awe, pleasure, wonder, and ecstasy. And so, if you want to experience the miraculous, you just need to remember that you can. You decide what you get to include in your life. To decide that you have the ability to comprehend what you're learning, how to be in your life in a better way, and to see the miracles. So let's be about the business of taking time in your day to reconnect, interrupting the old patterns, moving into things that are uncomfortable, waiting for them to shift, being patient and kind to yourself, be loving to yourself, and allow the miraculous in you to reveal itself to you and through you. Love, love, love to everyone.
Thank you, Reverend Sherry. I always love to listen to her wisdom. And so it's now time for our joyous time of giving. I invite you to take your tithes or our little cards that tell us that you automatically donate to Amani. There are so many ways to support your spiritual home. we have a donate button on our website. There is a wonderful, is that PayPal? QR code that you can click on. You can set up reoccurring payments through your bank, which is what I do, because my mind gets crazy busy sometimes, and I forget. So it's nice to have it automatically taken out. One of the miracles, if you will, of Amani is that we have these wonderful people in it as a congregation. And we have classes, wonderful classes, all kinds of classes for every taste, every experience, every layer of where you are in consciousness. And these are things that we can't put a price tag on, but it does take electricity and it does pay the rent. So there is a business side to the spiritual side, and I encourage you to participate. And I would also like to introduce again Gary, who is going to play some great music as we pass the baskets.
I got the big love in my life. Big love in my life. Sing it if you feel it. A big love in my life. A big love's in my life. Big love is with me in the morning. Big love is with me at night. I will never be lonely. I got the big love on my left and my right. Big love is all in my body. Big love is deep in my soul. Ever I'm feeling empty inside, I know that big love will fill up the hole. Every bit of trouble that comes down the pike, big love cuts through like a knife. I got the big love. Big love, big love, yeah, 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 yes, in my life, y'all. You got the big love in my life. Big love's in my life. Big love's in my life. Big love's in my life. Now some folks say big love has left them, or that they never had it at all. But let me tell you, big love will keep on dialing up your number till the day you finally answer the call. Big love will tap you on the shoulder. Big love's gonna poke you in the eye, squish, squish. Big love will pull on your finger. Anybody? No? Come on and give it a try. Oh, every bit of trouble that comes down the pike, big love cuts through like a knife. You got the big love, a big love, big love. Yeah, 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 yes, in my life, y'all. You got the big love in my life. Big love in my life. Big love's in my life. Big love's in my life. So big love is in my life. So big love is in my life. Big love is deep down in my pocket. Big love is in my underwear drawer. Big love is in my refrigerator freezer. And Reverend Sherry, I think somebody spilled a little big love on the floor. Okay. Every bit of trouble that comes down the pike, big love cuts through like a knife. Yeah, got the big love, a big love, a big love. Yeah, 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 yes, in my life, y'all. In my life, 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 in my life. Didn't think I had that much breath in me, did you? In my life.
Woo! Give it up for Gary Weinberg. So good to have you here, Gary. All right, and so it is my great honor and my great joy to receive these gifts and blessings on behalf of the Amani Center, knowing that they will be pressed down, multiplied, and go out into this community to do more good, like putting in better floors, but also supporting our community and the other good organizations out there doing their good work. So with great gratitude, I receive them, and together we say, and so it is. Okay, so yes, we're gonna bring the kids up. I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
All right, you guys. I am Nicole. Camden he's back there. It's okay. I don't think he wants to come up today, which is perfectly fine. Yeah. I know. He did so great today. I'm still going to use some of what he told us today, which is awesome. So I'm going to explain this a little bit because I know that, we have some kiddos here today. To just give you an idea of what we do in the kids program, we do have an Amani Center kids program creed that we go over, and it's really cool because it kind of sets the tone and the pace for our time together, and it goes over what we practice here at the Amani Center. So all of us matter, right? Being kind and respectful to one another, making sure that we follow the rules because they are important to keep us safe. That's important for all of us as adults too, right? One speaker at a time, always leading with love, and lighting the path to peace together. Nice. And we kind of elaborate on these topics, and I'm always so impressed with how they interpret this information and share this information back to us. It's really wonderful. We also read a book today, Archie's Adventures in a Yum Scrumdiddlyumptious World. And it doesn't sound like it, but this is a very new thought book. It speaks about how Archie and Berry Bug, they go on an adventure together, and it demonstrates how, based on their own bubble, hence their own lens, their own life experience, they experience the world differently, right? So each of us have our own lens and our own bubble, and depending on our environment and experiences, we all see it differently, right? And they told me that that's awesome. So, the differences that we have, that's what makes us beautiful. And how we see the world, we can all respect each other regardless, right? What else was I going to say? We did some yoga today, which was really fun. And these are Camden's words. I hope it's okay that we share that. But we spoke about breathing and yoga and what that helps us do. And we spoke about how it connects our bodies to our true selves. And those were actually Camden's interpretation of what I was explaining to them. So we did some yoga, we did some coloring afterward, we read a book together, and we had lots of fun. So thank you for letting us do that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Nicole. That's awesome. It's so good to hear all the stuff that they were doing. So just a reminder that we are stacking our chairs up here now, and I'll be up here to kind of stack them if it's comfortable for you and your body to bring chairs up. That way we're ready for the ballet tomorrow, and also that there's food, so please stay and eat with us. So now we're going to stand and sing our closing song together. Hold on, oh, you got it. Thank you, Steve. Thank God for Steve. The presence is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here. Amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace. I will meet you in grace.
I trust that your life, your days, and your nights are filled with the miracle of you and every place that you are in the world. And so it is.
So it is.